on the occasion of Guru Purnima in 2024, which falls on July the 21st, Sunday. I would like to place before you certain sutras on Guru Tattva and certain sutras on Guru Sishya Tattva. Now that word Tattva means reality in our experience, perceived reality. It may be in the outer life and it may also be in the inner life. And while there is an accepted and a revered tradition, and there is something really wonderful in that tradition, all the same, side by side, we should not be blind to the rot which has set in that very haloed tradition, and the rot and the excellences in the tradition. I think they coexist side by side, because the primordial sutra is that good and evil cannot be separated in life. They coexist, and we will be fortunate if the element that is good surpasses the element that is evil. Then the balance is very auspicious. That is something for us to think about. And coming to think of the whole annual Guru Puja, and we see that on this day there is Pada Puja for the Guru, and some homas, some rituals haloed in the tradition, performed by devotees and disciples. It is not necessarily bad when we pause, when we slow down thought and ask ourselves whether these procedures of worship, whether they are good enough, whether they are deep enough, they take us deep into our own consciousness, or whether they are too basic and too rudimentary, from which we should have broken off long ago, and perhaps we are continuing in a very mechanical way because we have been overpowered by tamas, that dense guna, which is continuity, synonymous with death and decay. Then we also have to ask the more disturbing question on this occasion. Is there really love for the Guru? And is this so-called love for the Guru, Guru Bhakti, as the tradition calls it, is it really reliable and immortal? Or is it a worldly thing? I love my Guru because my Guru, I think, in my thinking, is instrumental in granting my desires by giving his so-called blessings, and in eradicating and banishing the fears in my life which I place before him. And it's a very transactional thing, this relationship with the Guru. And when I am hurt by the Guru, when the self in me is hurt by the Guru's word, and the Guru's thought, and the Guru's action, then that love may turn into hatred, and it may turn into anger. And this is no different from the professed love between a man and his wife, or between a woman and a husband. The professed love, they were into a love marriage, and they professed love for each other. And down the timeline, that professed love turns into hatred and revenge and anger, and the two break apart. Now, all this shows that whether it is so-called secular life in Artha and Kama or in the religious life, there is a self in both the Guru and there is a self in each one of us who have got the subordinate role of being a devotee or being a disciple. So is that love of an enduring nature? Do we really love? What does it mean to love somebody? And to love somebody, the consciousness must be completely empty and vacant. And when there are desires, then obviously we love something because it pleases the self, and that's very dangerous ground. And so we have to question all of this on Guru Purnima Day, because that's the only kind of inquiry which is going to purify us. And if you're not going to purify us, purify ourselves, then I believe that we are doing injustice to a haloed tradition. And anything which is robotic and mechanical is actually a sign of decay. So we have to ask ourselves whether the robotic, the mechanical activity of Guru Puja is something we are doing out of guilt or something we are doing to please the Guru, to make him happy, thinking that when he's happy he's going to bless us and all that kind of thing. And from my point of view, this is absolutely absurd, because the Guru is supposed to be equal to Parabrahma, and there's no necessity to please him as you please your wife or please your husband. So the rot is already set in. And this may be an occasion for us to contemplate thus and to purify ourselves.